challenge continues on Great British Menu. This week, 3 of the Northwest's best and most competitive chefs, Lisa Allen, Bruno Birkbeck and Johnny Mountain, are battling for the honour of cooking at the ultimate street party. The struggle for the starter left all 3 chefs level pegging on 8 points, and last year's champion Lisa has her work cut out to gain the lead.
To get an 8 in the first course is brilliant. You've set that benchmark for yourself now, so ultimately, you want better.
Newcomer Bruno is snapping at her heels.
Obviously going to be very hard. It's like just basically your first day again.
And returning chef Johnny is determined to win this time.
Let's not talk about last year. This is a new dawn and a new day, and we're going to crack on.
Scoring them all week is double Michelin star holder and Great British Menu veteran Marcus Waring.
The heat's on. If they don't raise the game, then it's going to be curtains for one of them.
Today it's the fish course and the fights between a barbecue of oak smoked salmon, fish soup with rouille croutons and salt baked rainbow trout.
Going into the fish course, all square, I'm excited because if I pull this dish off, I really will forge ahead.
This year's competition is all about making mouth-watering food to share.
The hardest thing about the brief this year is it's so wide open. There's so many interpretations of sharing, and I think it's going to be an incredible experience of what people bring to the board.
Each chef has sought out local heroes from their community who cook their hearts out to foster links in their neighbourhood.
How's your food?
Yeah, very good. I'll have a taste in a minute when I finish.
And what's more, the winning chefs will get the chance to invite the inspiring individuals they've met to attend our celebratory feast.
And I'd like to ask if you'd like to come to the Great British Menu banquet.
Wow.
To get ahead in today's fish course, they must rise to the task and impress discerning chef Marcus Waring, famous for taking no prisoners.
Still everything to play for, but I think this is going to be the toughest course of all. This is the time that I want a real level of excellence because they have set the bar really high.
First up, it's former champion Lisa Allen. She showed her experience in the starter, comfortably earning herself 8 points for her crispy pork pancakes, and she'd love to nail the brief again today.
I hope this dish is going to give me a few marks more than the others. It's my favourite dish. I think it's one of those that does give the surprise element and would fit a banquet.
How are you, Lisa?
Good, thank you.
Good. What's your fish dish?
I'm going to do salt-baked rainbow trout with cockles and a potato salad. Got cockles, which lightly cook off and then put them into the bottom. So
into the belly?
Yeah. The element of surprise is they crack the salt off at the table.
Yeah.
They peel back the skin and then they serve themselves
So
the
there's
fish.
a bit of a show?
Yeah.
You've really kept things quite plain and simple.
I ultimately have taken dishes that I think people would eat at home and put my twist on them.
Lisa's whole rainbow trout dish is designed to get the guests interacting as they break through the salt crust at the table. But is she taking a gamble?
Once it's cooking, Lisa won't be able to see because it is completely sealed. So she's never going to know whether it's cooked or not. She's just going to go on the fact that she's practiced it enough. That's a big risk for a banquet.
Up next, it's new recruit Bruno Birkbeck. A few years back, Lisa worked under him, but now they're equals as he also bagged an 8 yesterday for his chefy take on a classic Ploughman's. But will his fine dining approach put him in the lead today?
To get another high score, I just got to put my head down, concentrate, get every element right, got to push on.
What do we got?
Yeah, we've got my take on a barbecue today.
Barbecue?
So, so we've got some salmon, just going to smoke it, and then just going to barm out the salmon, put it in a barbecue, going to fill the barbecue with some smoke, and send the barbecue to the table.
What, a hot barbecue?
It's not actually going to be hot, it's just the theatre of it.
Okay. Is there enough of a sharing platter here, the big wow factor?
Today, you've got your big barbecue, centre of the table, you're going to lift up the barbecue, smoke's going to come bellowing out, You've got the smell, it's a little bit more of maybe of a wow factor,
So Bruno's desperate to steal the show with his dramatic oak-smoked salmon. But is it a step too far to serve his dish on a barbecue?
If he's going to do barbecue fish, I'm hoping there's barbecuing within the recipe, and I hope it's just not gimmicky theatre, because that's not good enough.
Finally, it's maverick Johnny Mountain. Knocked out first last year, Johnny's eager to impress with a daring global menu. Yesterday, his spectacular Indian feast of finger foods also earned him an impressive 8.
I think the other two are a little more wary of me now, especially Lisa. She'll be a bit more scared now.
That's a box of tricks, isn't it? You don't come light, do you? What is the dish? What are you doing?
It's my take on a bouillabaisse or fish soup, classic fish soup, but I've stepped it up a little bit. It's not
How
just
have you stepped it up?
Well, you know, the classic great bouillabaisses are really with the cheaper fish. I want to show off some of the great produce that we have got.
You've got your John Dory, you've got your turbot,
Yeah.
mungfish.
Live langoustines,
Yeah.
live lobsters. Poulain. Crouton.
Okay.
For rouille. I'm
Speaking French now.
French now.
Oh, we're back in Europe now,
Is that right? Yeah, I'm back to Europe. I've come from
You're
India.
going to come back to England, or...?
I might do.
You do.
Johnny's going against the grain by taking the French classic bouillabaisse up market. But will his unconventional approach cost him?
I'm not sure about using top quality fish for a classic bouillabaisse, which is peasant fish almost. Why Johnny's changing that, I've no idea.
In the kitchen, the cooking begins. With all three chefs neck and neck, they're equally determined to outshine their rivals this time.
How do you feel about the scores?
I think it's definitely made people push a bit harder now, because obviously all of us at that level pegging.
Amongst the pigeons, you know. How do you feel, Johnny? Pretty good?
I feel numb. I feel numb. To get an 8 off Marcus Waring is superb. But I'm quite busy now, so if you don't mind not talking to me for a while.
Lisa begins by deboning her trout ready to be baked in salt. And Bruno purees beetroot to accompany his barbecue salmon platter, while Johnny fillets his fish, the bones of which he'll use as the basis for his soup. Johnny's determined to keep his head down, and with good reason, as veteran Marcus is scrutinising his every move. He'll be holding all three chefs to his exacting standards.
The pressure's on, nerves are going to be high. What I'm looking for is always excellence.
Preparation is key for the success of these dishes, and Johnny has already put himself under pressure with the sheer number of fish that he has to fillet and trim.
You've got a lot to do for this course, Johnny.
Just a little bit.
I know Johnny is quite quiet in the kitchen now, so I think he's concentrating. Obviously getting an 8, he wants to get another 8, so I think we've all got something to worry about.
I don't know what Marcus thinks about me this year. I know what I think about myself, and that is head down, crack on. That's why I'm quite quiet. I just really want to push on. It's a really important competition.
Johnny's newly subdued manner might have disconcerted his rivals. But reigning champion Lisa's determined to hold him back with skillful technique. She's tunnel-boned her rainbow trout through the back, allowing her to serve the stuffed fish upright.
Rather than just doing one dressed whole fish, it's nicer to do something different with it. The theory behind it is a little bit of butter on the cockles will create sauce.
It's a very tricky dish that Lisa's got, you know. She's cooking a trout, salt crust, and, you know, it's a tricky one. There's some stuff that might go wrong, you know.
While Lisa's hoping to make a bold statement by serving her fish whole, her ex-colleague Bruno Birkbeck's putting a fine dining spin on his salmon barbecue.
Oh, skewers look fiddly there, Bruno.
Yeah, a little bit fiddly, yeah. You know, it's just a little touch for the barbecue, like.
I think with Bruno, there's the wanting to impress with his fine dining cookery rather than the actual brief itself. And it's about a sharing banquet. It's not about what he does in his restaurant.
And Johnny's dish also has Marcus worried. With so many types of fish to cook, does he have the technique to get the best out of his ingredients?
Okay, Johnny. So what are you making the soup from? These?
I'm making it from these, and you know.
Where's the heads?
Heads are out. I don't do heads.
Okay.
Blood. I'm not into that.
I can't believe that anyone that's making a bouillabaisse is not prepared to put a fish head, where all of the flavour of the fish is practically in the head. There's no fish heads going into his soup. He's just got basic bones, the skeleton of the fish. This is one dish now that he will not be able to sneak past me as a wing and a prayer, because I know what a good bouillabaisse is supposed to be like.
This year, the chefs are celebrating food's ability to bring people together, and they've looked to their own communities for inspiration.
I went to do revisit my old scout group.
Bruno, were you Scoutmaster?
Yeah, no, I went to Cubs, went on scout camps and...
Proper outdoors boy.
Yeah.
Girls Guide, Boys Brigade, what were you into? As many as you could get your hands on, you probably.
To make sure his fish course hit the mark, Bruno headed back to Kendal in Cumbria, where he grew up. Bruno's early passion for good food was fueled by meals cooked in the great outdoors and shared around the campfire. So what better way to road test his fish barbecue than a trip down memory lane to visit his old scout group.
Hello fella, how are you doing?
I'm Bruno.
All right.
Alistair.
Nice to meet you.
Alistair Mackenzie is the current group leader.
You tell you used to be part of the scout group, did you?
Yeah, used to be part. We used to come up here camping. The food that we used to cook was like rabbit stews. Used to always have the hot dogs and the onions sizzling on the stove. Got me very interested from an early age. Hello there, how are you doing? You all right? You've gone all quiet now, haven't you? Basically, we've got Morecambe Bay shrimps and we've got sea bass. Pull guts out if you want, like.
Bruno hopes encouraging the kids to get stuck in will fire their imaginations and get them interested in cooking and eating as a group, just like it did for him.
So who wants to go gutting?
Oh, me, What's it on?
That's it. Good effort, well done. That's the spirit.
That's me.
And it's not long before everyone's got over their squeamishness and they're working together to prep the evening meal.
Scallops just in the pan there.
So will any of these connoisseurs of campfire food have any tips for the pro?
How do you think that I could make this look spectacular?
Don't burn it.
Don't burn it. That's a good idea. Well done, fella.
You could maybe put some herbs on it.
Some herbs.
Spices.
Some spices.
For Bruno, it's great to see Alistair inspiring a new generation to cook so they can look after themselves in the great outdoors.
The kids pretty interested in cooking and all that.
I love it any time we do any cooking or anything. They're very interested. And we do backless cooking. Basically make a bag out of tin foil and fill it with mince and potatoes, carrots, onions, basically whatever you want, and put it onto the fire.
That'd be beautiful. So, shall we have a little taste?
Yeah.
Now that they've had a chance to share Bruno's food, it's the moment of truth.
So, how was that, lads?
Brilliant. Very, very nice. I liked the lemon in the shrimps. His food was really tasty, and I liked it how he did it how he thought it would taste nice.
I think Bruno can win the Great British Menu because he's got really good quality, and he obviously enjoys making his food.
To inspire little young ones, and hopefully, you know, if you get one chef out of the group, or somebody even that's just interested in cooking back at home or something like that, I think it's been a worthwhile day.
And he's got a final surprise in store for Scout Group leader Alistair.
I'd like to invite you as guest of honour to the banquet, and
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it'll be a fantastic thing. Hopefully we can get through and win.
Best of luck.
What he does here is absolutely fantastic. It's actually putting in something to the kids and to their future. Makes me push myself a little bit more and definitely want to get a dish at the menu.
3 of the Northwest's best chefs are hard at it preparing very different fish dishes, each convinced theirs is perfect to represent the region at the People's Banquet. Reigning champion Lisa Allen's hoping her dramatic whole trout will get guests excited as they smash the salt crust. Maverick Johnny Mountain's desperate to impress with an indulgent soup made with top quality fish and shellfish. And newcomer Bruno Birkbeck's depending on skillful technique to pull off his quirky take on a salmon barbecue. Scoring every dish is former champion Marcus Waring. He'll send the top 2 through to the judges on Friday, but one chef will be going home.
Somebody needs to be edging forward now, and I want to see someone shining through above the other 2. So it's make or break point.
With one course battle to a draw and Marcus's verdict looming, all 3 chefs have to prove they can deliver the wow factor. Despite Marcus's concerns, Johnny continues to simmer his unconventional soup base using only fish bones, but not the heads. He then whisks up a traditional Provençal rouille accompanied by combining egg yolks with garlic, oil, mustard and saffron.